So, Karl Anthony Towns and the Minnesota Timberwolves have obviously been struggling this season as they are the worst team in the league. But an apparent question is Cat requesting a trade or not? Well, we're going to take a deep dive into where Cat should get traded if he wants a trade and what will happen to the Minnesota Timberwolves. This season, Cat is averaging 22.2 points, 10.3 boards, and 4.3 assists, and is widely considered as the greatest shooting big man of all time. To go, Kendrick Perkins says Minnesota can trade everyone and build around Anthony Edwards. #Ant-Man. And this includes Karl Anthony Towns. And I'm pretty sure we can trust Kendrick Perkins because he is a pretty reliable source as he works for The Jump on ESPN. And this really surprises me because in the 2015 NBA draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves were finding Karl Anthony Towns, a player who they thought they could build around, a nice big who could give them some excellence to their roster. And even when they have brought in more pieces, etc., of D'Angelo Russell, Andrew Wiggins, let's see here, Jimmy Butler, they have not been able to get over the hump. The farthest they have gotten in the playoffs in the Karl Anthony Towns era, by the way, is 2018 when they got gentlemen swept in the first round of the playoffs. And Jimmy Butler had to play on the team for them to win. So the Miami Heat have been in trade talks with the Minnesota Timberwolves, among other teams who are looking for Karl Anthony Towns. So essentially, Cat is regarded to go to 3 Eastern Conference powerhouses. And keep in mind, these teams are big markets, so I wouldn't be surprised if Cat actually got traded to one. So first is the Miami Heat, and they have been in trade talks with Cat and the Minnesota Timberwolves, and I feel like Karl Anthony Towns could flourish with the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat would probably have to give up someone like Tyler Hero, but they said they have not wanted to trade Tyler Hero, and I guess maybe they could trade away Kendrick Nunn, and they could build the team around Jimmy Butler and their young core pieces of Bam Adebayo, as well as Karl Anthony Towns, because that would be a sick front court. I can understand this next one, the Boston Celtics. That is another trade I could see with Karl Anthony Towns because Boston really is lacking at the center position right now, and having Cat could very much increase their front court play. It would be an insane upgrade for Boston from Daniel Tice, and I could see Karl Anthony Towns putting up 25 and 12 in Boston, because that would be sick. Like, Jason Tatum and Karl Anthony Towns would run the pick and roll all day. And then you have to include the New York Knicks in trade talks when you're talking about a player like this, because New York, they're never going to get a superstar. So New York tries to build around players who are borderline all-stars trying to get to that next level, and they think that Karl Anthony Towns could really be that piece they're looking for to hop into contention. And when I read the rumors about Cat going to New York, on one hand, it's a good fit. New York already has a bunch of guards, but having 3 front court players would increasingly upgrade the New York Knicks fit. So the Knicks already have Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle, but I don't know if I would actually really consider Julius Randle a front court player, because I really only consider power forwards and centers front court players, and having Cat and Mitchell Robinson play together would be sick. Obviously, Mitchell Robinson would have to take a backseat to Cat, but that would be insane because Mitchell Robinson doesn't need playing time to be that insane player. He can be the sixth man on an amazing team. And as for the New York Knicks fit with Cat and Mitchell, you have a amazing three-point shooting, scoring, blowing up three-point shooter in Cat, who is not a great defender, but is one of the best offensive players in the league and could bring the New York Knicks an offensive powerhouse in addition to their defensive rampage. And Mitchell Robinson is not that great of an offensive weapon, but he is a defensive weapon, and that's where most of his popularity points in the NBA come from, on the defensive end, as he averaged the most blocks per game last season, also led the league in field goal percentage. Dude, if Karl Anthony Towns gets traded to the Brooklyn Nets, all of the swear words, man. You know, of course, I hope that does not happen. And the thought of Karl Anthony Towns going to the Brooklyn Nets is scary because they already have a big four of Irving, Harden, Durant, and Blake Griffin, and that would be a scary starting five. I don't think anyone would try and mess with them. They could not be beaten. And Cat in that system would flourish because the Brooklyn Nets system is a three-point shooting based offense. Plus, they really need a center that can shoot because DeAndre Jordan is just not cutting it, and Cat is that kind of player. But that only decreases their rim protection, which is what they need. And they'd probably be 30th in the league in defense then. But I hope Karl Anthony Towns does not go to the Brooklyn Nets, because that would ruin the NBA. On my thumbnail on the Blake Griffin video, when he signed with the Brooklyn Nets, I said the NBA was ruined. It would be 1,000,000 times worse if Cat signed with Brooklyn or got traded there this season. And of course, Cat is not going to go to the Lakers, Warriors, or Clippers, or a team like that, a big market. That's all fake news. Everyone just wants a star player to go there, but that is obviously not true because of the salary cap of all those teams. Aside from that, thank you guys for watching. Click subscribe, turn notifications on, like, share, comment, all the good stuff. And as always, we are Hyper Hooper Basketball, and we're out.